Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today I'm back with a brand new dump and go crock pot meals video. I'm going to be sharing 4 easy ideas. These are all meals that you can dump into your crock pot with little to no prep involved. These are perfect to have going while you're at school or work, and when you get home, dinner is done. I also get lots of questions on my crock pot, so I will have it linked down below for you. And if you're new here, consider hitting that subscribe button before you leave so that you don't miss any of my future videos. Without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the first meal. So this first one is kind of a no-brainer. We are going to do beans in the crock pot and serve them over rice. This is perfect for a meatless meal. So what I'm going to do is take about a cup of beans. I have pinto beans here. You could use whatever kind of beans you wanted to use. I'm going to add in some ham flavoring. I'm going to use just 1 packet of that. I think you can find this at Walmart. And then I also have some water that I am going to pour over the beans. So we're just going to add our beans in and go ahead and pour the water. And I'm pouring in just enough to have about 1 inch over the beans. You want to make sure those beans are nice and covered so that they have plenty of liquid to cook with. And then we're just going to take that 1 packet of ham seasoning. We're going to whisk that in. We're going to place this on high for about 4 to 5 hours. And if you want to do this on low, then you will just need to double your time. And on the side, we just made some potatoes and onions and sliced up a cucumber. And that was meal number 1. Meal number 2, we are gonna make some pork nachos. So I have 1 pork loin, and we also made some homemade salsa. This looks completely disgusting. It looks like vomit, I know, but it is a homemade salsa. However, you are more than welcome to use the jarred salsa. And then we're also gonna add in a good tablespoon or 2 of taco seasoning. And this part's completely optional, but I'm gonna use a slow cooker liner for this. It just makes for easy cleanup. So we are going to go ahead and place in the liner and our pork loin. And this was actually I can't remember how many pounds it was, but it was a half of a pork loin that we had in the freezer. I'm gonna go ahead and put in my taco seasoning, and then I'm just pouring in some salsa, and you can use however much you want. Now we're just gonna place the lid on, and we are gonna cook this on high. I did it for about 6 hours. Of course, if you wanted to do it on low, you would just let it go for about 8 hours. And now that it's all done, I'm just going to take some forks and shred it up. You can serve it however you want. We served ours over nachos, and we also took the beans that we had the night before and used those as a topping with some cucumber and some sour cream and a little bit of shredded cheese. I think this would have been even better if we would have had some of the white queso cheese. It just needed a little something extra, but overall this is a really good meal. And now we are going to move on to meal number 3. In the South here, we call this a low country bowl. I think there are some other names for it. I can't remember right offhand, but basically it's just a concoction of sausage, shrimp, corn, potatoes, and some Creole seasoning. So I just have a small 3-pound bag of cooked shrimp. We have a little baby hen there. We also are going to use some of this smoked sausage, some russet potatoes, and some corn on the cob. For seasoning, I'm going to add in some Creole seasoning. You could also use Old Bay. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and take the tails off of my shrimp. Now, because my shrimp is already completely cooked, I could have waited until the last 30 minutes to an hour to add in my shrimp. So if you guys do this recipe, just add in your shrimp the last 30 minutes to an hour. The shrimp really doesn't need to cook the whole time that this meal cooks. I'm not sure what I was thinking that particular day, but I added it in first thing. Overall, it still turned out good. You just don't need to cook your shrimp as long because they are already pre-cooked. They just need to heat through basically. And then we are going to cut our sausage into chunks, and you can use however much sausage you want. You can completely customize this to your family's liking. So if your family likes more sausage and less shrimp, You could totally do that. You could add in more corn. I just added in about 4 cobs. And now I'm taking my russet potatoes, I'm leaving the peels on. You could peel yours if you want to, and I'm just cutting them into chunks. Now we're going to place the potatoes in, sprinkle in some Creole seasoning. I went a little bit heavy on the Creole seasoning. This is also to your liking. Just sprinkle however much you want or prefer. And then we're gonna give it a toss, let everything get nice and coated, and then we're gonna set it to high for about 4 hours. Everything in this recipe is already cooked. It just needs to heat through, and your potatoes need to get soft. But this is what it'll look like when it's all done. It was really good, and it smelled delicious while it was cooking. So you guys know that I love sour cream, so I just have some sour cream served with mine on the side. I always get lots of comments about my sour cream, but I just personally like sour cream on a lot of things. In my opinion, sour cream makes everything better. And then our very last meal, I'm gonna make a meatloaf in the crock pot. And this is also something that you could prep the night before, set it in your refrigerator, and just put it into your crock pot before you leave for work or school the next morning. So all you're gonna need is 1 pound of ground beef. I have about 3 banana peppers chopped with 1 small onion. We also have some minced garlic. I'm gonna use about a tablespoon of that. And then I also have the end pieces off of a loaf of white bread. We're also gonna add in an egg for binding. And then I have just a little bit left of this roasted garlic and herb seasoning. I would say there's probably a good tablespoon in there. What we are gonna do is I'm gonna take some foil and place that onto the bottom of my crock pot, and I'm gonna spray that with some cooking spray. Next, we're gonna go ahead and mix up our meatloaf. So I'm just putting in my seasoning, my garlic, my peppers and onions, the bread, and the eggs. Now, whenever you do the bread, you wanna make sure that you crush it up really fine. You don't want chunks of bread, and that along with your egg is what's gonna bind your meatloaf together. And you just want to make sure that that's mixed really well. I'm using my hands for this. I just find that it's the easiest to use my hands. And then the next thing we're going to do is place it into the crock pot and shape it into a loaf. And then I'm going to place the lid on and cook it on high for 4 hours. And then of course, if you wanted to do it on low, you would just need to double your time. So whenever it's done, I'm just gonna drizzle some barbecue sauce that we had in the refrigerator on top of it. This is the Sonny's barbecue. I think some people like ketchup on top of theirs. Just do whatever you like on your meatloaf. On the side, we had some carrot sticks that we roasted in the oven and some scalloped potatoes. That is gonna wrap up today's Dump and Go Crockpot Meals video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and got some ideas for the week ahead. Don't forget to leave me a thumbs up and also hit that subscribe button before you leave. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.